581 and what eventually the position of the county will be of whether to opt in or opt out. What I'm going to be asking is that if you would, to consider adding an agenda item, which would be to vote to publish the intent to opt out. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll be opting out. What it means, though, is that, as you are aware of, we have been furnished a timeline by the county attorney that will keep us on track for us to make that decision prior to March the 1st of whether we're going to be in or out. But I think with everything that's going on and what information that I have, there's still a lot of questions. There's also some conversations that are currently being had with school board members, specifically the county school board members, to just see if, going through this process, if there might be an opportunity there to be able to provide for our 65 and older citizens a much better senior exemption. Don't know that we can get there, but we just need more time to be able to get there. So what I would be asking is that if we could add the agenda item on tomorrow on the agenda to vote to publish the intent to opt out.
What plan do we have to clarify to the public, though, that just because we vote to put this on the agenda or ultimately vote to advertise it? I mean, I don't want the public to assume, as you just said, that means that we're voting to opt out.
What we're doing or can do, or in the process of doing, we have to do the required advertising, legal advertising in the legal organ. We also will be running an ad that the county will actually purchase that will do some explanation about House Bill 581 and then what our choices are. You know, just basically a little bit of a marketing thing to say this is really what it is. But I'll be honest with you, and I don't mind saying this. In November, when I had to make a choice at the booth about what to vote for, I voted for this, but I'm not 100% sure that I understood every bit of the concept of what all was involved in it. And I don't believe that the taxpayers or our citizens did as well. So this is going to be an opportunity for all of us to take a look at it, kind of slow down, catch our breath just a minute, and work toward the March 1st date, which is when you have to make that decision prior to March 1st. It has to be, I think it has to be,
It has to be to the state.
Department of Revenue.
Prior.
Yeah, Department of Revenue prior to March the 1st. So we've got time to do that, and I think we owe it to the citizens as well to really slow down, take a good look at it, and then that way we can make a decision that's going to be best overall for our citizens and our community.
But essentially, you're saying that if we don't go ahead and advertise as an opt-out, then we're not going to have the time.
That's correct. That is correct.
And to Commissioner Ornstein, also to your point, we have a press release that you guys will get this afternoon to take a look at that we can add comments to, take away, but that will be that explanation. I think that we can start at the beginning where all this is concerned and really explain where the county is. I think one of the hard parts, like we've talked about before, is that for some counties in Georgia, they already have local legislation that makes this a moot point for them. There's some other counties in Georgia that, because of the way they're structured, really doesn't matter if they're in or out. Some of our South Georgia counties are in that environment. But for Lowndes County, as you all have seen, there's a little more to consider. And that doesn't mean that we opt out. It means if we stay in, that everybody understands what the rules of engagement are going to be moving forward as far as the military and all these things. So we just want to make sure you all have plenty of time to look at the information. We have plenty of time to get that out to the citizens. There's been more than a fair amount of work done on the 65 and over. We've gotten hold of some research with some options for you all to take a look at as well on how that's done for some counties in Georgia where school taxes are concerned. Once someone with a homestead exemption reaches 70, then their taxes are exempt altogether. There's a lot of ways that we can structure that. So we'll get that information so you all can look at that into. We've now got the spreadsheets built out. Stephanie and Lisa Bryant have done a fantastic job with that. So it's very easy if you all give us a scenario. It's really easy now for us to be able to plug those numbers in and tell you what the impact of that would be on the budget moving forward.
And a lot of that information certainly will be available for you as soon as everything is kind of put together. same time, moving forward with the vote to publish to opt out, again, it gives us a better opportunity to take that information as well and basically let the community, the citizens also know what the benefits are or what the negatives are. Because really, opting in, there are some negatives there as well. So we can go through all that, but this will give us time. Also, another big issue is that, as you know, the General Assembly is in session right now. There's already been a bill dropped to extend the date. That doesn't mean that it will get extended, but the bill has been dropped to extend it to May 1st. So again, there's still an opportunity for even the structure of the bill itself could make some changes to get changed between now and March 1st or even May 1st. So again, I just think, let's kind of slow down, deflate just a little bit, work through the educational process. And I feel like then that we'll be able to better serve our citizens, which is what we're charged to do.
I definitely concur. I think it's beyond a great idea to put the pros and the cons, similar to what we talked about,
Sure.
and directly how it's going to impact Lowndes County itself.
That's right.
Because I wasn't aware of the fine print either. I voted for it too,
Yeah.
to be honest, you know.
Well, that's what we're currently doing, and Stephanie and her staff and Paige and Ms. Bryant over in the assessor's office, they're all working together to be able to make sure that our numbers are accurate. That the information that we're using to be able to get back to you is going to be as accurate as it possibly can be. Keep in mind, it's difficult to look forward, but what you can do is apply some of this information to where we currently are at, and that'll help you understand a little better about what either the savings are, or really, in some cases, some folks, if you're 65 today, it's going to be several years before you really would see a big benefit anyway. But going through the other process, opting out and creating, if we can find a way to do a higher exemption for homestead exemption, we can get an immediate benefit to the taxpayers at that point. And I say immediate, it'll take place the next year. It'll be immediate. So, just keep that in mind. If y'all, if we can't take a vote here, but unless you tell me that you don't want to do it, then that's